Dr. Pam Smith is with us to talk to us more about too much of a good thing, Pam.
Well, there's an interesting study that came out recently looking at the idea of the effects of social media, and it may actually be causing us stress.
Social media causing stress. I find that hard to believe. Actually, it couldn't exactly knock me over with a feather on this one. What sort of things are we talking about? What are some of the main causes here?
Well, number one, we stay plugged in all the time.
Yeah, boy.
And when we stay plugged in all the time, what it does is it does affect our stress hormone, cortisol. And when cortisol is abnormal, then thyroid, your hormone that regulates everything in the body, can become abnormal. Memory's not as sharp. You can even gain weight when you stay stressed all the time.
Whoa. That's my problem.
Oh, I don't think so, but it is interesting how stress affects us.
Talking with Dr. Pam Smith. Dr. Smith, what are the, for years we did without cell phones. If you wanted, if we had pagers or something like that, and but once upon a time we didn't have those either. You just called home every once in a while to check in. You sent somebody a letter. There was no email. And somehow we managed to survive. Now, if I leave the house without my phone, if I'm halfway to work and don't have my phone, normally I can't turn around and go get it. But, man, I am just, it's almost like I've forgotten to dress.
It is. It really has become a necessity now to have your phones. But the idea is moderation. So we don't have to consistently be on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Check it a couple of times a day, that's fine. But I see some people literally sitting there talking to each other at a dinner table out in a restaurant, but they're not speaking. They're sitting there on social media with others and even with their family members right next to them. But instead of talking, they're sitting there texting and on social media. It's interesting.
Now, talking with Pam Smith. Pam, and I swore I wasn't going to do that. And I find myself doing that. And finally my wife will slap me and say, hey, pay attention.
Well, I think almost all of us are guilty of doing it, and it's great to stay connected to people. Another thing that the study did show is sometimes we get what's called secondary stress, meaning that when we stay plugged in all the time and some of our friends and colleagues are having a bad time in their life, sometimes we get stressed from their bad experiences.
Indeed. Dr. Pam Smith with us this morning on stress of the social media.